Hello everyone, we're doing homework number 7, number 25. A recent study of 750 internet users in Europe found that 35% of internet users were women. What is the 95% confidence interval of the true proportion of women in Europe who use their internet? So, it says flat out, we're going to try to find the true proportion. As shown, it's just going to be known as P. So to find P, we're going to be using this formula. Find P, we're going to be using P hat plus minus Z alpha over 2 times the square root of P hat times Q divided by the sample size. So let's write down what we know. What we know is that the sample size, n, is equal to 750. The confidence level is equal to 95%. What we want to know is P hat, Z alpha over 2, and Q hat. So let's get right into it. Alright, we're going to find Z alpha over 2. So to find Z alpha over 2, we're going to be using the confidence level. In this case, the confidence level is 95%. We're going to go over to our T table. We're going to go over down here to 95%. We're going to go up a little bit. And that is going to be our Z alpha over 2, which is going to be 1.960, as shown here. Next up, we're going to find P hat. And normally we would find P hat with just P hat is equal to X over N. But as shown here, we do not have an X. We only have an N, the sample size. So instead, we're going to be using this. Found that 35% of the internet users were women. So we're going to be using this percentage. So P hat is equal to 35%. We're going to change that to a decimal. P hat is equal to 0.35. Now we're going to find Q hat. Now Q hat is just Q hat equals 1 minus P hat. And as shown here, P hat is just equal to 0.35. So we're going to plug in 0.35 for P hat. So Q hat is equal to 1 minus 0.35. When that's done, Q equals 0.65. So we're going to write everything down. We got Q hat equals 0.65. P hat equals 0.35. Z alpha over 2 equals 1.960. We know that N, the sample size, is equal to 750. And with all that, we're going to plug it into this formula. P hat plus minus Z alpha over 2 times the square root of P hat times Q hat divided by N, the sample size. So once we do that, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like 0.35 plus minus 1.960 times the square root of 0.35 times 0.65 divided by 750. Now, with just this part done, it's going to look like this. 0.35 plus minus 1.960 times the square root of 0.2275, which is the multiplication of these two numbers, divided by 750. Now, the next step I'm going to show you is when I multiply 1.960 by this whole number. So it's going to be 0.35 plus minus 0.033413676. So with that done, we're going to subtract this whole number from 0.35 and also add this whole number to 0.35. And the product of that is going to be 0.3158 with some numbers represented by dots, shown here, and 0.3841. Now, in the homework, it shows that it's just one whole number in 3 decimal places. So we're going to do that to our answer, and we're going to round it. It's going to look like this: 0.316 P, 0.384. That's going to be C, as shown here.